tonight. You need to hear this one. I'm telling you, you need to hear this. So listen up, listen up, listen up. Everyone that come in the chat, let's this is the Creators Club chat about anything. We try to stay away from politics and religion, but if you want to talk about that, that's fine. We do not ask for friends. We don't ask for friends. We don't ask for subscriptions in here. We just talk about each other's channels. We network. We have fun. We chat. We live. We go to each other's channels. If you want to watch their videos, watch them. We want to make the Creators Club a very genuine club. That's what we want to do. Hi, John. How are you? It's good to see you. John, my friend Tuber. John, always be the first to join in to the Creators Club. John, we are now calling my channel, my live channel, the Creators Club, where we chat about anything. We connect and what did I say we do? The description say we connect and we create. What you create on your channel is good. We're going to connect with you. You connect with me, and everybody connect together. Do I have a topic to talk about tonight? You need to hear this. I needed to hear this. 2 things I'm going to talk about tonight. One of them is always about wellness, about what you're doing with your body, what you're doing for your body, what you're eating, what you're not eating, what you need to be eating, what you need to be doing, how you're cooking it. I'm going to make videos on how I cook certain items that I can include in the live stream so people can see it. I won't be cooking at that time. I'm going to make the video up front and then show you through the stream the ingredients of what I did to put it together. Now, you know, when we're young, we eat cheeseburgers, bonus jacks, we eat chili cheese dogs, we need hot dogs, we need Philadelphia cheese steaks, we eat steaks, we eat chips, we eat ice cream. Well, sometimes we eat that now. But now, as we get older, you know as well as I know, we eat it in moderation. Because we have to. We have to watch our sugar intake. We have to watch what we drink. I do anyway. Because I was a Diet Coke fanatic. Can you hear me, John? Seems like I can't hear me. I don't know why it's so low. Seems like it should be louder. Well, I increased my volume as high as it would go. But anyway, I was a Diet Coke fanatic. Diet Coke in the morning when I wake up. Okay. Diet Coke in the morning when I wake up, Diet Coke in the afternoon, Diet Coke in the evening, and Diet Coke at night when I go to sleep with my Cheetos and my grandma's cookies. Yes, I did that. I did that for some years. Until one day, I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, OMG, look at me. I was so big. I was, for real. I used to weigh 97 to 110 pounds. I think this was a part of when my parents passed away. I was not paying attention to myself, and I was just eating junk foods and drinking, because my mother used to like Diet Coke. So I drank the Diet Cokes. But anyway, my sister used to always say, girl, you need to stop drinking so many Diet Cokes. I was like, yeah, okay, you're right. I do. But I didn't. In between that, I would drink coffee. Coffee in the morning, coffee in the evening, coffee at night. Until one day I was sitting at home by myself and my heart started fluttering so bad. I thought I was having a heart attack. But that was all the caffeine I had been drinking. So guess what? For a year and a half straight from that day, it was about, I said about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I went cold turkey. Cold, I mean cold, frozen turkey on the coffee. Didn't drink no more coffee. I'm telling you. Now here's what I did. I started going to Zumba. Didn't realize how big I was until I started going to Zumba and realized I couldn't move like those people was moving. Those ladies be moving in Zumba. They be dancing. I was sweating so bad that first day. Yeah, the caffeine can affect you. Like, I'm going to tell you, about a week ago, I went back into a coffee streak, wanted to drink coffee at night while I'm working on my videos and, and working on my Braden Kids TV videos and research. I'm always researching something, right? And I couldn't figure out the next morning, the next day, why I was feeling the way I was feeling. My heart was like, and then I was doing something about 3:30, 4 o'clock, and I said, "Oh, that's it. It's the coffee I drank last night." Well, you know what I did. I said, "No more coffee for me at night." So that was number two that I was going to be talking about today. I'm talking about turmeric. I don't know if it's turmeric. I don't know if it's turmeric, but I'm going to type it in. Turmeric. Turmeric. Turmeric, whichever one. It prevents heart disease, inflammatory, arthritis, and it prevents three things: heart disease, inflammatory, and it's a good antioxidant. Now, let me tell you why it's a good antioxidant. I'm going to tell you why you got to hear this show tonight. But um, about 4 weeks ago, I started drinking turmeric when I started doing the wellness, the big wellness thing, and what's the best thing to drink. And this is it. I started drinking it as a tea. So I would drink like 2 or 3 cups a week. It wasn't that much. I didn't go all the way crazy every day because I need to check and see how it works well with my body, right? Well, when I go outside and it's wet outside and my feet get wet underneath, I'm telling you the next day I have a bad cold. The next morning I have a bad cold. I can hardly talk because I'm so hoarse. Now, can you imagine me being hoarse with my type voice right now? Not good. Anyway, but since I've been drinking that turmeric, okay, let me say this here. We had a flood last week in Texas. Real bad. I mean, it was so bad, it was crazy. I'm going to go back to that one because you got to hear this. Anyway, because I had been drinking the turmeric, when my feet, I was drenching wet. It wasn't feet wet and hands wet. I was drenching wet. I knew that next morning I was gonna be sick. I said, "Oh my God, I'm gonna be so sick. I'm gonna be so sick." I just, and I forgot. Normally I would go to the store and I would get me some Theraflu and take two, two capsules of it at night before I go to sleep. But I didn't do it this time because I was so tired of wading in the water, because that's what I was doing, wading in the water to where I just came home, took a shower, ate something, and went to sleep. I got up the next morning, I was like, "Ooh, I'm not even sick." I said, "Well, maybe it's going to come on me this afternoon, right?" Afternoon wasn't sick, night wasn't sick, Came into Saturday. I had to go to work, wasn't sick. I was working Saturday, and guess what I said? That turmeric, however you call it, that works. It is a great antioxidant. I've been drinking the turmeric and ginger tea. Let me show you. It's in my McDonald's cup, but this is my turmeric tea that I'm drinking tonight. I have not been sick at all. And I'm telling you, at all. So I'm going to up my dosage to 4 cups a week. I drink it as a tea, 1 cup of tea, drop the bag in, add a couple of lemon slices if I have some lemon, add a little honey, and I just drink it. It is so good. It does your body so good. I couldn't believe it. Haven't been sick since. I think it does something with your blood pressure too. I'm going to keep testing it to see. Because I stopped drinking lemon water because lemon makes me itch real bad, the acid. So I stopped drinking so much lemon water. But this turmeric tea, oh man, that was awesome. I couldn't believe it. So I'll let you all know in a month. This is flu season, but I never get the flu. I never. During flu, I don't get a flu shot. I don't get the flu. I'm just telling you, I don't get the flu. My mother, when I was in the fifth grade, I had the flu. True story. I had the flu that evening. She made me sit at the dining room table. She gave me a cup of orange juice with a teaspoon of olive oil in it. True story. You got to hear this. It took me 5 hours because I knew it had olive oil in it, cod liver oil in it. Cod liver oil. Sorry, correction. Cod liver oil and orange juice. 5 hours to drink that. But I'm going to tell you this. Cod liver oil works. I'm telling you. I have not had the flu since I was in the fifth grade. I'm telling you, this is the truth. I'm telling you, do you get a flu shot every year? Or you just do like I do. You don't worry about it because you don't get the flu. That means your immune system is really, really good. Top chat, live chat. I don't get a flu shot. No, I don't either. I think if you don't ever get the flu, don't get a flu shot because your immune system is real strong. It fights off the bacteria and everything that come in. Even though the doctors will tell you you need a flu shot. You haven't had a flu shot? When was the last time you had a flu shot? I haven't had a flu shot. Oh, you need to get a flu shot. No, I don't need to get a flu shot. Do not give me a flu shot. When I go to the doctors, which I very seldom, knock on wood, go to the doctors at all, I went with my mother, and she had never had the flu, and they gave her a flu shot, and guess what? Right, she caught the flu. Now, I'm not getting the flu shot because of that, but I'm just saying if you never had the flu, don't get a flu shot because you don't need to get a flu shot. It's like the medicine does a flip flop on you. That's the way I see it. And I understand when my grandson was born, he had to get a flu shot and all those shots, and I understand all that. The booster shots and all that. I understand that. But as you grow older, then you have to start eating the foods that will help you. Anyway, let me get to the second part of my story. You got to hear this part. You got to hear this part. Okay, Thursday morning I went to work, right? It was kind of cloudy, right? About 7:30, about 7:15, 7:30. So I went into work about 7:30, 7:40, because I sit out in the car and just relax before I go inside. Okay, I'm working and working, preparing. I work at a barbecue restaurant, right? And I'm preparing food and everything, getting everything cleaned up and ready to set. And I noticed outside it's dark about 9:30. Now, like 10:30, it was pitch black. And I was like, OMG, it is about to storm. I need to go home. But I think it was a little bit too late then because I would have been in the storm, right? I should I should have followed my first mind and punched out and went home. We opened up at 10:30, right? Okay. I was looking at the clouds, going outside saying, "You all, it is about to storm so bad." So the owner came in and said, "Don't do anything else. We're probably not going to open up." This was a quarter to 11. Now it was still dark. It had begun to start sprinkling. By 11 o'clock, we closed up, right? We was putting everything up, making sure all the plugs was unplugged and everything, right? It began to storm. And I'm talking about storm. It stormed for like, oh my, I'm going to say about 2.5 hours. It was storming so bad. So once it slowed down, I got my umbrella and I said, well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and go home. I'm quite sure if I go this route, it'll be okay. So I took the route I always take, right? And I got down to the corner and it was water everywhere. So I turned to the left instead of to the right because I know to the right is the main street and it was going to be flooded. I knew that. So I went back off in the homes, right? As I went into the homes, it was flooding in the homes. So I made it down to the main street of another street that I would go back door, just say back door. That was flooded. So before I got flooded in the homes, I turned around because I didn't know how deep the water was, right? I turned around and went back to my job. I told them that was still there, y'all might as well stay here because you all might as well stay here because you can't get out. You can't get out. So I said, well, you know what? Let me, instead of turning left, let me go to the right because Deep Priest is Deep Priest in Little York, right? I know Little York is filled with water when it storms like that. I didn't know Deep Priest. So as I'm driving down, there's this car that's getting ready to go in the water, right? And I said, now this is a little dip. This is not just a straight street. This is a dip you go down and then you go into the street, right? And the car started backing up and I'm sitting there in the middle of the street like, it looked like that's kind of too deep for me to go in. Now I have a Monte Carlo, so I don't have a truck or it's high off the ground, right? So I'm sitting there like, can I make this? Can I not? Ooh, I might not make this. I might stall right in the midst of this water. So I saw this car going through, and I was saying, ma'am, you need to keep going. She got scared. And she started slowing up in the middle of the water, like, why would you do that? Most people get flooded in storms because they don't know how to ride through the water, run through the water. So I backed up, turned around, and went back to the job. Well, by then it's about 1:15, right? And I'm saying it's still raining. I'm gonna have to do something, or I'm gonna be here all night long. I'm sitting there, and the business closed, the owner's gone, the other owner's gone, and I'm sitting there. A couple of more people who don't have cars were sitting there waiting for the rain to stop. And then another van came through and said, "You want me to take you over so and so house?" And I say, "No, no, I'm going home." About 2:15, I've gone from one street to the other street trying to drive through, keep ending back up at the job, right? So 2:15, I decided to go make a right, go down inside the homes, right? Now I'm driving inside the homes. I come to a street called Ferguson. It was full of water, but I did what my brother said. My brother said, "Look, when you go through water like this here, go through it. If it's not too deep, now don't be crazy and go through no 6 and 8 feet of water because you won't make it through it. But when you go through, do not stop." So I remembered that, and I said, "Well, here goes. I'm going behind this truck." So I got behind this truck, and I was just going. I was going. The truck was pushing the water. I was pushing the water. I got past Ferguson. I got on the main street, which was South Victory. South Victory was full of water. By then, it's 3 o'clock, right? Now, I'm going to tell you this here. I looked at my gas tank. I was about to run out of gas. I said, "Oh, why is this happening to me?" So I'm going down South Victory, right? Going towards it's a funeral home. And I'm going, I say, "Well, I know the funeral home not flooding." So I'm watching the trucks. I sit there, I'm watching the trucks go through the water. And I said, "Well, if the truck's going through the water, I just get behind the trucks, right?" So I go on down, and I get behind this here van, and I'm driving. I'm getting ready to put the accelerator on. I'm getting ready to go, and I'm just driving. I'm going through the water, and the water just I'm separating the water, right? Why now take in mind, picture this. There's a little intersection you can turn around, right? It was full of water too, right? I'm in the middle of the water, intersection full of water, and the van in front of me slowing down, right? And I'm sitting there like, "Go! Go!" I'm blowing my horn. "Go! Please go!" He wasn't going. I'm going to get stuck. I'm going to lose my car. Guess what I did? He was slowing down in the middle of the water, right? I made that U-turn. I never took my feet off the accelerator. This was a movie, I'm telling you. I turned in the middle of that intersection, all that water. I'm just flying. I made that turn so fast, and I just pushed all the water to the side. My engine was going. I said, "You can't stop now. You can't stop now. I gotta keep going through. Keep going through, Kathy." I started singing. I started quoting the 23rd Psalm. "The Lord is my shepherd; I shall not want. You making me to lie down in green pastures." I finally made it out of the water. I was like, "Whew." I can't believe this. I saw a gas station. Now, this wasn't a gas station you want to go to in this neighborhood. You know what type of gas stations I'm talking about, right? I pulled up at this gas station. Well, let me just get me some gas before I run out of gas and all this water and this flooding. So I turned around, looked at all the people and stuff, and some people was walking in the water. Some people trying to get their cars out the water. Some people standing up there looking like they're going to take your purse and stuff. So guess what I did? I did what the older people do. I took all my money out of my purse. I took my driver's license and my bank cards out of my purse. I put it in the areas where women put that stuff for protection, just in case somebody decide at that moment to steal my purse. They're going to get inside the Faith to Faith Bible, and they're going to get my wallet full of bank receipts that don't have nothing but what was deposited. And I got me some gas. And then I said, Kathy, there's some kind of way you can get out of all this flooding. Everybody in this area is not flooding. So I decided to take the street that was flooding, right? And I went through some homes that was parallel to the street that was flooding. That's chances not is not flooding. That area was stone dry. I said, look at here. I'm about to mess up my whole car. And look at this area. So I drove on out. I drove out to the other end of South Victory Street, and I made a right and got out the neighborhood. I made it home at 4 o'clock, and we closed up at 11:15. And that's why I was so tired. I took a shower, ate. My brother had just finished cooking. I ate, and I got in the bed. I was so wet, and I was so mentally tired of trying to figure out what to do. And that is my story about the flood. Like we said at work, how about that? That was a crazy day. I had always rode with my brother and my cousins in water, but I never had to do it myself. So my brother called, he said, when you go through the water, just drive. Don't stop. Don't take your feet off the accelerator. Just step on the gas just a little bit and just drive. And that is what I did. So, if you're ever going through water and it's not 6 and 8 feet, you got to be reasonable. Just make sure you don't stop. Just don't stop. Accelerate, step on the brakes just a little bit, and keep going. You'll get out of it because you don't want the water to go back up in your tailpipe. That's when you mess your engine up. Now, I honestly think some people go through the water because they want a new car. I could have did that too, but I wasn't thinking about that at the time. I don't want a new car like that. You might not get it. And that's my story for today. Oh my. I tell you, this is a whew, that was a day. So I know the weather's okay with you all, John, right? John might be gone because I only have one person left. Yeah. John might be gone. Well, I just told my story, you all. Listen up. Listen up, listen up, listen up. I told my story. You got to hear this. You got to hear it. Go back and rewind the video because you got to hear this story. This was for real. This was life threatening. We did lose about, I'm going to say about 8 people died. One person was electrocuted. One man actually went in the. Oh, you don't? You all must have a good what do you call it? Water reservoir system that collects all the water. This area where I work does not have a water reservoir system, but they really need to develop a water reservoir system in this area because this was crazy. This was crazy. Drainage. You all have a good drainage system up in Connecticut, right? Connecticut. No, you live in Connecticut, or you used to live in Oregon, right? Or do you live? Well, you live in the New England states. Yeah, I think it's Connecticut that you live in. Well, that's good. But I thought no, Rhode Island. Well, I know it's part. That is the New England states. Yeah, I know about the New England states because when I worked for AAA, we had to learn all the United States. And when I first went there and they hired me and they pulled out the United States map, and I was bad in geography. I didn't care about geography when I was in high school. I didn't care about the United States. We hadn't gone away anywhere. Anyway, we were poor. We hadn't even left Houston. Oh, no, 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 no. We used to go to Louisiana because my granddad lived in Louisiana. We did go to Louisiana. But back to my story. You got to hear this. The lady who was who hired me, it was 5 of us in the room, and she wanted to know what we knew, and she said, "Where is? I want you all to point out the states." And I think she was sincere. She was just trying to see what she needed to start from, and she said, "Where is California?" Guess where I pointed? I pointed California on the East Coast. That was one of those you want to get away moments. Everybody else in there pointed to the West Coast. Here's California. I'm pointing to the East Coast. I was like, oh, God. I told my dad, I say, I got home that night. I made home that night. I told my dad I quit. I was so embarrassed. I didn't know where California was. He said, well, what you do is you get out the map tonight and you learn where all the states are. And guess what? That's what I did. And guess what? I became one of the best triptych travelers because we prepared the triptychs for travelers that traveled all over the United States, right? I became one of the best triptych travelers at AAA. Now I know where all the states. That's why I know Rhode Island is one of the New England states that I've always wanted to come to. Maine, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Hampshire, those states. Anyway, yep. So, uh, yeah, that was embarrassing for real. I know where all the states are. I know where all the gas stations are. I know where all the food places are. One thing about me, John, is this: when I don't know something, I'm gonna go and learn it because I feel like I need to know it before I do anything else. Like when I got on YouTube, I didn't know anything about cameras. I didn't know anything about lights. I didn't know anything about mics. I didn't know. Well, right now I still got to get some more things to my mic. But anyway, uh, didn't know how to use the cameras or anything. But I got on YouTube and I started learning how to do it. And that is what I was telling. So I don't know who I was talking to today. Oh, I was talking to my sister. No, my daughter. No, I was talking to someone, and I told them. I said, "Oh, my daughter." I said, "I have gone to Google University and YouTube University, because when I want to learn something, those are the two places I start going, and they work every time." Wow, 41 states? That's good. You just need nine more. Well, I have driven from California to Texas to New York because my daughter went to Howard University in Washington, D.C. So I drove from Texas to Washington, D.C. to take her, and then we drove to New York. And then we drove back from New York, and we drove through Tennessee, and then came back to Houston. So I got the bottom portion of the states. Oh, I've been to the Ozark Mountains, Eureka Springs, Oklahoma, Little Rock, Arkansas, but I haven't been to Denver, Omaha, Wisconsin, Nebraska. I haven't been to the northern states yet. Utah. I haven't been to those. So I think I might have like maybe about 10, because I used to coordinate college tours, and so the college tours I coordinated from Los Angeles, California, up to uh, the West Coast, and then I coordinated from Los Angeles, California to Texas, to Atlanta, to Washington D.C. and back through Tennessee State. Some of the other colleges too. I think I've gone as far north as the Grand Canyon, Interstate 40. I know you told me you was going to Virginia. I think you was going on vacation, or you was taking your son, but I remember you mentioned you was going to Virginia. So, you know what I have to learn right now, though? I have to learn, because I think I'm messing up my system. I've got to learn how to work with the studio beta system instead of the classic, because I think I'm messing up my structure, because I don't know if I'm in classic when I'm live streaming or whatever, or if I'm in basic studio beta. Oh, that's what it was. I knew it was something you said you had to do for going to Virginia, and I thought it was your son, but I wasn't quite sure. But like I was saying, I've got to learn. I've got to study studio beta with YouTube. Because what I would do is I would open up my site, then I open up studio beta, and then I go to classic. So it's like I'm switching backwards and forwards, and I don't think I should be doing that. So it is like that. But what type of gaming does your son play? He plays a Fortnite, or I forgot what you said. What your son does? I don't know what happened to Fox 27. Fox 27 he had said before the football game started that he was gonna be that the Buffalo Bills was going to be winning? Well, he's right. Because the Buffalo Bills have won 3 games. They 3-0. And I'm waiting to go to his channel to let him know, or wait him to come to my stream so I can let him know. Because he doesn't stream, but, he's in school too. So I know he's pretty busy. So I'll probably start back streaming on Sunday nights. Um, I'm more available on Sunday nights. And I'm going to be streaming in the daytime also. Um, but definitely Sunday nights and Tuesday nights I'll be streaming. I'm trying to learn how to live stream my Braden Kids TV. But every time I do that, I mess up my whole system. Because you can't switch over. So, Smash Brothers, Nintendo multiplayer games. Well, he must be pretty good to be going from state to state playing games. He got to be pretty good. I went in somebody's stream the other night, and man, some of these streamers be cursing so bad. I went in the stream today. I had to get out of there. I said, "Ooh, I can't do this. I can't do the cursing, the profanity like that. Oh, MG, it's the one that YouTube don't take them down. They be cursing so bad. I don't like to go on stream. I like to talk. I like to talk about different subjects. I like to chat. You know, I like to have fun in a stream. That's what it's about. Meeting new people. Like I met somebody from Scotland yesterday. I met somebody from Newfoundland. Met somebody from Italy and somewhere else. No, he got to be pretty good to drive from Rhode Island to Virginia. Yeah, he got to be pretty good. This guy's stream, he's called Creepy Explorer. He's from the British UK. Yeah, I met him yesterday. I always like to meet different people from different countries because it just seems very interesting. But you know what? This is very interesting too. Every time I go into somebody's stream that's from Africa, here's what happens. I would get like 8 to 10 people subscribing to my channel, right? But then, like the next day, I mean, seriously, the next 24 hours, I lose all of the ones I had just gained. And I don't know if it's because of the country. I don't know if they don't go and watch it. I don't know what it is. But the last 3 times I have gone into streams that are from Africa, I lose every one of those subscriptions. So I just said, nah, I'm not. I'm gonna stay out of that for a minute because I can't keep losing. I'm working hard, trying to get my numbers up, and it's hard. Anyway, I just wanted to get on tonight and tell you all my story because I said you got to hear this. You got to hear it. I mean, I just had to tell. I couldn't hold it no longer. Remember, this was Thursday, you know. So, I'm going to keep drinking my turmeric. I'm going to drink my morning drink as my health, thing. And I think it really works with with diabetes and keeping your diabetes under control, and your blood pressure and your cholesterol and things like that. So I'm gonna keep doing that. I've met some people in some streams. They're taking insulin 4 times a day, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of insulin. That's a lot of insulin. No, if I can help it, I'm not doing it. So yeah, he is pretty good. He is pretty good, and he don't ever videotape it, right? Or he can't videotape it. Yeah, he can't videotape it though, because I would imagine you can't videotape other people. You know. Anyway, I did just want to come on and just tell my story and tell how the turmeric helped my body out and things like that. And I hope it worked, and I hope it worked for other people. That's why I tell my stories. I don't tell stories just to tell stories. I tell stories to help other people in case they want to try it. Cause I'm not gonna try something and then I'm gonna try it first, give it a month, and then tell somebody about it. Here's the thing: most people I tell about it, they don't go try it. I'm a very disciplined person, very extremely disciplined person. So when I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. I don't change my mind in midstream. I keep going through. Like when I was going through that water, I didn't change my mind in midstream. I kept going, and I came to dry ground. Oh, really? Well, I have to figure out how to go to Twitch because I don't know how to Twitch. I'm just learning Instagram and all of that, so YouTube have me going enough. So I can't. I mean, at one time they were saying go to Twitch and go to YouTube, go to Instagram, go to Tumblr, go to Facebook. That is a lot. Now, if I was doing this all day, every day, and wasn't doing anything else, it would be okay. But that is too much. That is too much. That's a lot of work. I decided not to do the twitching because that Twitter. I'm still trying to learn how to tweet. So I don't do that often. I'm putting all my time off into YouTube because this is enough. For real, this is enough. Whew. Yes. But anyway, John, I'm so glad you came in my stream. I hope I don't be at work when you be streaming so I can come in your stream, show you some love. But I just wanted to tell my story to somebody. Because it was a crazy day. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. I'm getting ready to sign off. Tell your son I say hi. You all be safe in whatever you do. We have a couple of more storms coming through, but I already know what to do now. So I'm not gonna go in no 6 or 8 feet of water because one man did that and he drowned. He didn't know it was that deep. Then another man, that his boss was trying to take him out of the water to drop him off at home, but the water was so deep, so he said he'd walk home, right? He'll walk from that point. He didn't know where the ditch was. The ditch was full of water, and he must have could not have swim. He must could not have been able to swim. Sorry about that. Anyway, he drowned in the water in the ditch. So I'm gonna tell you this: if the water look like it's too deep, don't go in the water. Anyway, I see you later, John. You have a good night. I hope to come in one of your streams this week. If I see you, I'll be there. Anyway, you have a good night. I am out.